I've been told, Waz, that you have not done a TDR damage report court. Am I correct in that? Is that correct?
I have not. This is the first time. I didn't bring my gavel or my robe, so.
Gavel right outside. I should have brought it in here for this. Because by the way, in case you didn't know, mine too. We're going to learn on the fly, aren't we? So this is what happens. We'll go through all the details of this case. We're going to decide later. You're going to have a ruling. I'll have a ruling. And then, of course, the Dragon Squad will have a ruling and see if it overrules if we have a tie. So let's start here with what's going on. SharkNinja has these claims that its nonstick pans are manufactured under a maximum temperature of 30,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is almost 3 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The company says the super hot temperatures ensure that the nonstick coating on its pans is more resistant than competitor pans made at lower temperatures. I mean, if there's a reason why you have to choose one pan over another, I think they've given it to us there. So in a proposed class action lawsuit filed against that company, New Jersey native Patricia Brown, she argues that SharkNinja's claims are physically impossible. That's the point of the lawsuit. So according to that, SharkNinja advertised the pans under the premise that they wouldn't stick, chip, or flake because they've been manufactured at a scorching hot temperature of 30,000, unlike pans at just 900 degrees that, quote, rapidly lose their non-stick. This is her basis for her claims. Well, I was about to cuss. That stuff is impossible, bro. Then they say this in the lawsuit. Defendant would have the average consumer believe that the nonstick pans are manufactured at a temperature that would vaporize the aluminum pan-based metal into gas. So Brown said in that lawsuit, adding that the boiling point of aluminum is about 4,400 degrees. She also notes that the surface of the sun is a blisteringly hot 10,340 degrees. It's according to NASA, far below the company's maximum manufacturing temperature. I think that's why they said it. They said it's 3 times the temperature of the sun, which means we're badasses and you should pay $60 for our nonstick pans. More claims about this, about other products from them. Brown says that the lawsuit that SharkNinja's nearly $60 pans lose their nonstick coating more rapidly than comparative brands. I'm sorry, her lawsuit says that their pans lose it more rapidly than other competitors priced at $10 or $20, and that manufacturing pans at a temperature of 30,000 degrees defies the laws of physics and thermodynamics. One more part, because she says there's been consumers that have been damaged and hurt by this advertising. On the company's product page for the pan, it explains that it creates a nonstick coating by fusing plasma ceramic particles superheated at 30,000 degrees to the surface of its pans to create this super hard textured surface that interlocks with our exclusive coating for a superior bond. Well, that's the way they're doing about it. Her thought is they shot 30,000 degrees worth of heat onto a pan and it didn't vaporize, therefore they're lying. What they're saying is we put 30,000 degrees on this coating material, then slapped it on the pans. I think that's what they're saying. And therefore, because we scorched it 30,000 degrees, your eggs won't stick, neither will your cheese or anything else that you wanna, for some reason, fry some cheese on the bottom of a pan that I see in some of these ads. So the question becomes, I'm gonna let you go ahead and rule first with some thoughts, of course, and you can give your full thought process here, Waz. Guilty or not guilty? SharkNinja.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they're guilty. It's a lot of cap, obviously, in their rap, Jayar. Like they're clearly running a marketing scheme on potential consumers with this advertisement about, our pans being forged with the heat of 4 suns, and it's gonna make sure nothing ever sticks to this thing. Like, stop it. That's a one. Number 2, what I would tell people as somebody who spends a decent amount of time in the kitchen, you don't need a nonstick pan, y'all. Go out and get a cast iron, $20 Lodge. That thing is nonstick.
Lodge is good.
Make sure you heat that thing up. You put a decent amount of oil on there. I'm not talking about drenching it in oil. I'm talking about just coating the bottom of the cast iron with some oil. You got your nonstick for eggs, for all of your purposes. Just get yourself a freaking cast iron and stop buying this nonstick stuff. It's a scam anyway. Or if you want to, you can get a wok. Another cooking appliance that is also naturally non-stick. We don't got to deal with this bootleg stuff. They count on people who are just getting starting out, who are like afraid that, their food is going to stick to the thing because the first time they ever tried to do something, they just didn't do it. Use the proper techniques. Make sure that pan is hot enough. Put some oil, some butter on there. Your stuff's not going to stick, folks. Don't worry. We ain't gotta rely on these pranksters and jokers.
I'm sorry, Waz. I apologize. I should have gone first because I have the right ruling. This is the first problem we've had here. Of course, SharkNinja is not guilty here. Of course they're not. I watched some of the 28-minute long ad, and it wasn't specifically about the 30,000 degrees of scorching it onto their pans. It was more about, the fact that it doesn't stick, and they're comparing it to other pans. And some of those darker pictures, when they show the crappy ones, they'll show scratches on the pan or how it didn't work this long. But there's a couple of rules to nonstick pans. You can't use metal utensils. So you can't use your hard scraping spatulas and dig into the bottom of your pans. Guess what'll happen? You'll pull up all of the nonstick surface material, right? So first chill with that. And then maybe, I don't know if people don't know that yet, but it's been a good 30 years of nonstick pans being in existence, I thought. So that's the first thing. And number two, if your pan lasts you for 5 years and you paid $20-$30 for it,
that's a beautiful use. Yeah.
How long do you expect something to last, bro? This is the way I think of things now. There's things that I refuse to throw out because they're standard things. Like, we have our knife set in the kitchen. And I'm like, I can't throw this out, bro. I mean, it costs like $60. I've had that damn knife set since like 2011.
Yeah.
Why, with $60 for a knife set, I don't even know if that's the price because it's been so damn long, I have no clue how much we paid for it. Why would that knife set still be something I need to hold on to 12 years later? Why? Why do I need to hold on to something that much longer when I spent $60 on it? But if I go out on the weekend and get 3-4 drinks at the bar, you didn't spend that much anyway. That ain't hanging around for 10-12 years. I'm just saying. SharkNinjas, if their pans don't vaporize and melt from 30,000 degrees, which they probably can't create anyway, I get it's over the top. But really, bro, what do you expect from a pan?
Yeah. You gotta just eat that. And also the knife set is a bit of a ripoff too. Like individually, I've gotten a cleaver, a serrated knife, a paring knife. Like this, you need different knives for different things, but you definitely don't need the 10-box set knife set for sure. You probably need like 3 knives in your kitchen for real.
I just discovered that. I was like, no, I need all the knives. But I realized of the big ones, I use 2 of them. I use 2 of them. There's like 4. I use 2 of them. The rest is
you definitely want a knife that's big enough to to crush the garlic, to smash it and then mince it or whatever. Yeah. You want a knife that's good enough to whack stuff, or even when you chop up some vegetables that you could pick it up with the knife or whatever. But you don't need 7 knives. Like you just don't. This isn't a restaurant, guys.
Bro,
like it's your crib.
I use the big bread knife in the kitchen, the big one with the serrated bottom. I use it to cut bread, obviously, tomatoes, lettuce. Yeah. That cuts everything. And then anytime we get the flat one, like, oh, you're supposed to use this kind for tomatoes. Why?
Nah, serrated is good for the tomato.
100%.
Because the skin is so like smooth, like the knife always is moving if it's not a super sharp knife. Yeah.
The flat ones, the non-serrated ones will smash your tomatoes. Just keep it real, unless you have to keep resharpening it, which I'd rather pay $50 more for another set. Anyways, let's get to the wrong conclusions that the Dragon Squad came up with. Community ruling. Do we have this as a graphic? It's looking at me in my face. I'm not sure how fast we got it as a graphic, but apparently the question was asked of you guys: is SharkNinja guilty of false advertising? I said no. Waz said yes. 88% of you guys, overwhelmingly, were also wrong and said yes, that they're guilty of false advertising. Sometimes the judicial system doesn't work out normally or fairly. We get to the closest that we can on TDR Supreme Court, but in this particular case, we've fallen short and we failed you guys. Apologies, because you guys are wrong. SharkNinja, continue on. Just those corny commercials have got to go.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.